The uh, increase of 41.8% actually is something that is only possible after a national decree. The last national decree from 2013 for the St. Martin Medical Center states explicitly in Article 2 that it is forbidden to use other tariffs than the ones that are attached to the national decree. This process of getting a national decree is something that is not possible without a signature of the Minister of Public Health, Social Development and Labor, and also the Minister of TIAT should be involved, as this is something that has to do with price regulations. So what we have gathered from the Minister himself when he invited us to meet with him concerning our concerns that was brought forward through the press media and the press releases was that he, until now, has not signed any decree that establishes the 41.8% price hike of the St. Martin Medical Center. What the minister did was, because of the precarious situation of the St. Martin Medical Center, he wanted to assist by providing them with a budget financing of the ZV fund, that in exchange of the services that the medical center will provide to persons that have a doctor card from SZV from the ZV fund. So for instance, all the workers of the private sector that are insured with SVB, those workers, when they have to make use of services in the hospital now in return of the budget financing, the pre-financing that they got from SZV, they can now declare and say, okay, I used your money for patient A, for patient B, or for patient C, for treatment X, for treatment I, or for treatment Z. So that is the way this thing was, let's say, temporarily addressed. What we see is that this whole issue of jacking up the prices, where we discovered that these prices for SMMC hospital, laying in the hospital alone, will cost you twice as much as laying in a Curacao hospital, where before 10-10-10, everybody almost, after being here in the hospital, was sent to Curacao. The tariffs here in the hospital, by means of policy in the Netherlands Antilles, could not be higher than 70% of the tariffs from the general hospital in Curacao. After 10-10-10, we saw that a policy change was brought on, and this policy change was that now the St. Martin Medical Center may develop into a general hospital for St. Martin. This means that also the tariffs can increase, which was also what we read in one of the newspaper articles around 2011, when the former Minister of Public Health said that increase of the tariffs is now possible because now you are a general hospital. But in the governing program of the government that just was replaced, it was clearly stated that from 2016 to 2020, they would like to develop the St. Martin Medical Center into a general hospital. So in other words, it's not yet a general hospital. And secondly, to develop it to become a general hospital, there's a policy that you have to do as country. And that is something where you have to determine what kind of specialties you want in the hospital, what kind of things is needed in the hospital, and what is affordable for St. Martin, and what should be covered in the kingdom. These are the things that we right now want to discuss with the St. Martin Medical Center management, but also with the minister, because this is policy that you have to establish from the one hand, how to guarantee that everybody in the kingdom, no matter where they live, have access to quality healthcare, and also that they have access to affordable healthcare. So in terms of the quality, we want benchmarks to be respected from elsewhere in the kingdom. St. Martin Medical Center right now, and according to the minister, the meeting that we had with him, they are trying to achieve what they call a GCI accreditation. We are of the opinion that an ISO 9001 accreditation should be achieved. They have to try to get that. Reason why? Because we think that that is the one standard in the world that is being used and being observed for organizations that most of the hospitals in the Netherlands are already using. And so if we want benchmarks for comparable hospitals as in the Netherlands, we need those kind of standards to be observed. And if there are challenges, then those challenges have to be brought forward, and how to address them in terms of who has to pay and how much to pay. It can never be that the premiums for the workers have to be increased.
Going back to Tuesday, I think we as a society just came out of our prayer as a nation, asking God to bless us and to protect us. And we had a full house, you could say, of politicians that were there. Some with the audacity showing up, even campaigning, instead of the focus being on asking God, first as a nation, we repent, because God asked us to repent so He can heal our land, and we forget these important issues. As a representative of those who cannot speak for themselves, and thus for such reason, we as the anti-poverty platform, we go into areas that we believe and that we see that the ordinary citizen not so easily will champion, because of them not being directly involved until when they're faced with situations such as the hospital price increase, or them not having a doctor card, or for example with this pandemic we're having here, with the whole hurricane situation and the social distribution of resources. Then they're faced with it, and the frustration that is being built up, and the audacity of politicians that are behind the scene to this date, manipulating the environment so they can stay above. And we are saying no to that, because we are saying no in terms of continue pressing for answers. We will continue demanding that what we deserve be put on the table, because it is our money that is paying. And you will find yourself in a situation whereby the government, the ministry of the VSI, and so the SZV, they may take decision, and the workers and the employers who fit the bill. You understand? And for such, we are saying no to that, and we are demanding also that if you take away X amount of guilders or dollars from me, then I deserve to get X amount in service, or you understand, in quality care. What we're looking for our people is the guarantee, because you cannot see a caterpillar and tell me that's a butterfly. There's a process involved. And as my colleague Mr. Yuzuru explained, that what governs the hospital, the tariffs, a general hospital to where the SMC is today, you understand? You could clearly see a manipulation, but where rate is concerned and service is concerned, but they're acting as if they're already transformed into a butterfly. Okay? But you're a caterpillar. You understand? With time, as you upgrade, and we get that satisfaction also that you are guarantee us the best quality, then we know you have reached that pinnacle.